So hi guys, welcome back, and today is the next day. So in the previous video, I'll put a link in the description box. I showed you what my hair looked like after I took down some large 2-strand twists on flat ironed hair. For the record, my hair is TEXLAXED, so I've used a straightening cream on my hair to slightly loosen the texture, not to make it bone straight. I've been doing that for the past, is it 4 years? But I haven't done the roots in about 9 months. So my roots are natural and thicker, as you might notice in the previous video. And I'm intending to do the roots relatively soon. I don't know when, but maybe within the next couple of months. It's not really a rush at all. And I mentioned in the previous video that if I'm tired or lazy, what I do is with the straightened hair or some sort of style, if it's like a bit twist out or a braid out or a bantu knot out, I would do like a top bun and a lower bun at the back, just to make sure that the hair is properly snatched in the crown. So I did that last night, and it's the next day at night. So I've already gone to work and come home. So this is what my hair looks like after a whole day with the 2 buns, okay? And what I wanted to do with this video is I wanted to take these 2 buns down and see what the hair looks like, okay? So these videos on this channel, I intend for them to be real time, more or less real time videos of the different stages of my hair and what I do, you know, how I transition from one style to another. You know, I just try to make videos just to show you how you can basically care for your hair on a regular basis without, you know, the bells and whistles and the expenses. And I just try to show you how I simply care for my hair and get results. You know, you don't have to do all these elaborate things, all these expensive things. You know, you can do simple things at home with the most minimalist, basic, you know, tools or no tools at all. And you can still grow long, thick, healthy afro hair by doing the bare minimum. You can still get presentable styles, nice, basic styles with ease. You know, it really, really doesn't have to be complicated, and people like to complicate things so much. You know, do you know what I mean? So, this is what the back looks like. So as you can see, there's a top bun and a lower bun. Okay, excuse these banging sounds. There's like a festival all week, and people are just like randomly like exploding fireworks all the time. Okay. So this isn't Ukraine. This isn't a war. This isn't Ukraine. I'm not in a war-torn country. It's just a festival going on, and there's no shots being fired. So yeah, there's no war and no one's being killed. All right. And also, I wanted to record a video on 4K with this phone because I haven't recorded a 4K video on this phone. So I wanted to see how well it records. And this is actually a still shot from the previous video because I'm a spiritual person, so I like to do like crazy, you know, esoteric things now and again. How you doing? Okay. So yeah. Okay, so let's take this down and see what it looks like. So if you flat ironed your afro hair and then you did a twist out, and then you wore the twist out for a couple of days, and then you wore like a top bun, like a samurai bun or a man bun, and a lower bun to bed, this is what your hair may look like. So that's the whole point of this. And you know, when I do flat iron my hair, I always endeavor to make it last as long as possible. So if I can keep it relatively straight or, you know, relatively wavy for, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, I do that because, you know, the whole rigmarole of like washing, detangling, you know, waiting for it to dry, restyling it, it just takes so long. And, you know, people got busy lives, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, whenever I do a style, I really try to make sure it lasts as long as possible. So let's see what this looks like. like I said before, you can see how my hair literally was 24 hours ago just by clicking on the previous video. So this video will be basically hashtag number 2, basically number 2. This is the second official video of the channel. The previous video is number 1. So every video is going to have a hashtag and a number next to it, okay? So just go to the video upload tab and you can just click on the first video which says hashtag 1, number 1. So I'm wearing a grey t-shirt today, but I think you can still see, you know, the hair okay. And I'm going to try not to sit too close to the camera because I watched my own video on the television, and the last video I was like really close to the screen and it's just like really disturbing. Like, yeah, the camera does a good enough job. Don't need to sit so close. And hopefully the microphone's working so I don't need to shout either. Because even though you might turn up the volume in the editing suite, this is sometimes the vocal still sounds low and the sound effects and the intro and the outro is too loud. And that's what really annoys me about other content creators. Sometimes all the volumes are just everywhere. Some parts are quiet, some parts are loud. Chatbot. So let's see what this is saying. I've got actually a handheld mirror here so I can actually, you know, see if there's any fluff or any like shedded hair hanging off. You know what I mean? So annoying. Sabotaging. So these 2 buns that I did, it's just made my hair just go wavy. So yesterday the hair was like kind of curly and today the hair's just gone wavy because of those 2 buns I did. Yeah, I like it. And I didn't really intend to do like a side swept. It just happened like that. So maybe that's the way the hair naturally wants to go. Yeah, I think it looks better on that side actually. So when I did the 2 buns last night, I didn't add any product, any oil, nothing. There's already a little bit of oil. I can still feel a little bit of the hair serum in my hair. And, you know, you don't have to buy the hair serum that I was talking about because you probably can't buy it if you're like in another continent. But, you know, you can easily make it yourself. If you go to a health food store, organic store, whatever, maybe South Asian store, you can just buy the raw oils yourself. You know, best to be organic and cold pressed. Go to some organic store where you can buy oils. Just buy a raw bottle of, you know, argan oil, a bottle of coconut oil, a bottle of macadamia oil, a bottle of avocado oil. I like to use almond oil as well, jojoba oil. You can use refined castor oil. You can just mix all of those into a bottle and then shake it up, and then that can be your own homemade hair serum. And obviously, because you've purchased the raw oils yourself and mixed them yourself. Did I mention coconut oil? The best coconut oil I've ever used is the Tahiti Monoi coconut oil. And I can't remember which brand sold that. It was a black brand. But yeah, the coconut oil, the Tahiti Monoi coconut oil was the best coconut oil that I've used on my hair. So I need to try and find that again. But if you just buy the raw oils yourself and then just make your little concoction, that will last you for months and months and months. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes when you buy these pre-made products, if the quantity is small, they're charging you an arm and a leg, and ain't nobody got time for that. And when it's sold out or discontinued, what are you gonna do? You know, the main reason why I haven't even redone my roots again with the TEXLAXED is because the relaxer I was using, the ORS, I used to buy it from the Pakistani store near my old apartment. I went there the last time 9 months ago, and they didn't have the ORS. They had some other BS brand like Organics or something like that. What was it called? Some other brand called Organics or something. And you know, one of the golden rules about relaxing your hair, you know, chemically straightening your afro hair. One of the golden rules is that you don't mix different brands of hair relaxer. You do not mix different brands, because one brand might say regular strength, one brand might say normal strength, but you don't really know if the strength is really the same. Do you know what I mean? One extra strength from one brand could be stronger when it says extra strength from a different brand. You just don't know. So I was like, I'm not even going to risk using a different brand relaxer that says regular strength when my relaxer said normal strength. I'm not even going to risk it. So I was like, oh, well, my head's just going to have to be tough for a bit longer then. Do you know what I mean? Oh, dear. So anyway, but thankfully, you know, I know how to stretch my hair. I know how to kind of, you know, keep it soft and moisturized. Some people, when they do like a long relaxer strength, you know, sometimes people say that the hair just starts to break off where the natural hair meets the straight hair. I don't know why it starts to break off. Probably because they ain't been taking care of them ear. If you're moisturizing and detangling right and not snatching it with protective styles that's too tight, ripping it out of the afro comb and a wide toothbrush and whatever, Denman brush. The Denman brush used to rip my hair out. I used it once or twice, I just threw it away. Denman brush, rip out my hair. The only brush or comb that didn't rip out my hair was a regular paddle brush with the sponge. A paddle brush. Wide tooth comb, afro comb, rip out my hair. Denman brush, rip out my hair. You know what I mean? So yeah. If you haven't tried the paddle brush, you need to try it. And obviously, as I always say, start in small sections and, you know, moisturized hair, you know. I never brush dry afro hair. I always, if I have to brush it, it has to be soaking wet, conditioner, add more water, conditioner, add more water, and then small sections brush from the ends going to the roots. My hair has to be super saturated with conditioner and water before the paddle brush even touches it. That's the only way I can easily brush it out. So you better be prepared to be wasting a lot of conditioner if you want to, like, you know, easily detangle a brush. And that being said, I don't use a brush that often. I usually finger detangle, and yeah, it does take like a long time. Like it can take hours depending on how long I've left it. You know, I finger detangle. I've been finger detangling for 4 years. I probably use a brush like once or twice a year at the most. I finger detangle. And when I was natural, I was finger detangling as well. And my natural hair is a mixture of 4B and 4C, because someone said, oh, I think my texture's too thick to finger detangle. No. No one's hair is too thick to finger detangle. You need to know how to do it. When you find like a cluster, when you find like a knot cluster, this is what you do. When you find a knot cluster, you need to make sure it's moisturized, put a conditioner, leave it until the hair goes soft. And then you hold the knot cluster and then you just pull one hair out. So you pull the hair out, you hold the knot cluster, and then like you go behind the knot cluster to your scalp, not on the other side to your ends. So you have your fingers behind the knot cluster on the scalp side of the knot, and then one by one you tease the hairs out. And if you pull a hair and the hair doesn't come out, you just go and try and pull another hair, or you try and pull another hair, and one by one you just slowly pull the hairs out until the knot cluster, you know, the tangle ball just slides away. And that's what I've always done for the past 4 years. And yeah, I just have minimal breakage. I don't comb the knots out. I don't brush the knots out. You know, like I said, I might use a paddle brush like once or twice a year. And that was probably due to being lazy and rushing and frustrated. I haven't used a paddle brush this year so far. It's been 3 months. I don't even remember the last time I used a paddle brush last year. I don't actually remember, but I know I did, but I can't remember. How you doing? So this is basically what it looks like now. So it's old flat ironed hair. It was in some large twists. I took the twist out. I then put it in 2 buns another day. And then 48 hours later, I took down the 2 buns, and this is what it looks like. So this is okay. But I think I prefer the look of the previous hair that I had in the last video, where it was a bit more wavy. Yeah, I think I prefer the look of the other hair. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can do something like that. Yeah, I prefer when the hair was a bit wavier. Let's move the camera, the mirror back here. Okay. Yeah. So it feels okay. It still feels moisturized. But yeah, I really, even if the hair is straight, it still tangles every day. And obviously, they say what I heard, years ago, they said that you lose approximately 70 to 100 strands per day. That's what they say. They say you lose 70 to 100 strands of hair every day. Naturally, it just falls out. So if you're not detangling every day, you better be detangling at least every other day or every third day or something. You know what I mean? So yeah, I detangled on Friday and today's Tuesday. So technically, like, I'm due for a detangle. Like, I'm due for a detangle. So I don't know. I can't be bothered to do it today, but maybe I might do it tomorrow or the day after. But what I'll do is I will get some oil and I'll take small sections and I'll just, like I said, I will hold, like, I'll oil it down. I'll hold a section and I'll look to see if there's like a tangle anywhere. And then, like, I'll just literally, I'll just do this. And then if I feel a snag, I literally stop and then I just, like, literally pull one hair out at a time. And then eventually, when you keep doing that, eventually, like, a little knot ball will just fall away. But it does take hours and it takes a lot of patience. So, but Afro hair, it's not easy. It really isn't easy. And this is why many people don't have long, thick, healthy hair, because it takes patience. It takes patience and it takes know-how, obviously. So, yeah. I mean, there are many ways to care for hair and be successful, but it takes patience and gentle handling. And the hair needs to be moisturized, and when it needs a protein treatment, it needs a protein treatment. I recently did the co-wash and a moisturizing hair mask, but the next stage would be to do a protein treatment and then a moisturizing mask after that. Because once you do protein, you have to do a moisturizing treatment afterwards to balance the hair. So, I am due for a protein treatment. And obviously, as they always say, the ends are the oldest parts of the hair. And I want to make sure that the ends are as durable and as strong as they can be, because the ends are the most fragile parts of the hair, because they are the oldest and they've suffered and experienced the most wear and tear over the years. Okay? So this is today's hair. Just an average day, hair of the day. Okay? So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's been entertaining and educational. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share if you care. And yeah, as I keep saying, this hair journey is a never-ending story. Okay? 9 to what? Long hair don't care. Oh, crrr. Let's see if the hair can whip at least. Okay? Was the movement sufficient? Did the hair serve? Write it in the comment section. 80s, Janet Jackson, Paula Abdul. What? Yeah, that's what we were talking about. That's what it's all about. Okay? Throwback.